Alright, hello guys. I know it's been a while since I've posted any kind of video on here, but I had some things come up obviously that I was trying to take care of. And then, of course, everything absolutely changed. I mean, lots and lots of change. So really, even the reviews and such that I would do, they wouldn't even make any difference because of how many things have changed. So I just want to share my philosophy as far as what this defensive lineman is and why I'm setting it such as this. So a similar philosophy to how I run Territory War, pretty much. It's just a little bit smaller, more compact version, and you have to be a little more strategic whenever you're doing it for Grand Arena Championship. And there will be some things on here that I will change as far as the defense, and then what teams I have for offense, as I've already stated. This video that I'm making right now, all of these changes that I came up with happened after the lock for this, so not everything you're going to see it on my screen, but all the screenshots that I was showing, for instance, is what it's going to be like next time. So I'll just do a really quick rundown of the minor changes come the next one, and I'll make another video talking about the offensive team. So that's why I'm leaving my opponent still with some teams left on the bottom there, so I can make another video of it. So the defensive wise, it's a bending but not breaking kind of strategy, and you force them into taking a road, for instance. And this time you got a top road and you got a bottom road. That's all we got as far as Grand Arena Championships are concerned. So what you want to do is you want to put your top two meta teams, you want to put them out in one of the top or the bottom nodes. It doesn't matter, whichever one. And if you can't use, Jedi Revan and Darth Revan, that's fine. You put your other top two meta teams out there. Your best two defensive teams, put them in a front slot at the same slot. All right, and you can just see as far as what I got going on there. That's both modded. One is my arena team sometimes. But it's very tough as far as this node is concerned. So what you've done is you've forced them to take the bottom route. And the bottom route, this is what I'm using currently, and what I will be able to... all of your best teams at the bottom, because you know that minimum you at least have those two Revan teams to deal with. So you're going to try to get by on the bottom route using as least amount of good stuff as you can, which puts the pressure on, which is why this defense also works, because it puts pressure on the one who's coming against it, because you want to try to minimize and save, because you never know what you're going to need to take out a Jedi Revan and a Darth Revan team. So I switched the screenshot now to my game as it is today, because I changed up the defense just a little bit, but I still want to show you the path and what I set. So the top route is like I had in the screenshot before. It's going to be Jedi Revan and Darth Revan. And then the bottom route, you're going to pave this road for them. And you're going to use the First Order KR or crew team, obviously double Zated Kylo Ren. You're going to use that on the bottom, and you're going to put with it the Daily Special team, which now I'm using Lando with Kira lead, Zalbar, L3, and Vandor Chewbacca. Just because every piece I have these kind of fit like a puzzle, where you have to put one piece here, one piece there to make everything work correctly. And that's my daughter throwing a fit in the background with her blocks. But basically, you put the Daily Special and the Kylo Ren team in the bottom in the same team, because you can use the same counters against both. You can use JTR against both. You can use CLS against both. You basically can use the same counters on one that you can with the other to some extent. So you're kind of taking away one of those kind of teams' counters right away. And then behind it on the bottom is where you got your bounty hunters, which I'm now going to run a Django lead with Zam, who I have at 270 speed right now, so she's effectively 300 speed, and she immediately begins by throwing the detonators, so then you can get to Django's payout fairly quickly with this team, especially if they allow Greedo to take a turn, because he can shoot himself and get to the payout just by hitting somebody with a debuff. So this is a very fast team. The slowest person I have on the team is Greedo, and that's because he's stacked with offense, but he evens 230 speed. Very fast team. Bosk is 289, I believe. Django's over 250, Boba's over 260, so it's a very fast team, and it's hard to deal with if you try to go in with a minimal Jedi Knight, or a minimal squad, something less than a Jedi Knight Revan. Like, if you're going to use a JTR against it, you better have proper JTR, or this team's going to run over you. So again, it's using the same kind of counters, taking away those counters that the First Order and Daily Special team took away by running the Bounty Hunters in that bottom back node. And then with them, I'm going to run... Yeah, I'm going to run... let's see here. Yeah, Bastila, the Jedi Bastila team. We have Jedi Bastila, we have Qui-Gon Jinn, we have Old Ben, we have Ezra, and we have the Old Republic chick. And the reason that I run this team with Juhani and Old Ben is because obviously they both get a taunt, and then Old Ben is very tough to dispel, and then Juhani can taunt again right on her first turn. So you basically have to get through 3 dispels just in order to be able to touch anybody. And then Qui-Gon and Ezra both have a call to assist, and Bastila has a call to assist. So it helps out with the offense of this team, really having those 3 to keep calling each other, as the 2 tanks are very difficult to dispel. That's why I like this team specifically. But you have them and you have Bounty Hunters on the same node, and then in front of them you have your First Order and you have your Daily Special. So you got 4 teams in a row right there that use the same kind of counters. So you're already making them wear thin on their roster, at the same time trying to then prepare themselves to go after your Revan wall. So it's very effective as far as just stalling long enough to where you can get them in a panic situation, basically. And they're trying to get through without taking up so many resources and end up stalling on your bounty hunter team, and it takes them 2 turns to beat it or something like that. And that's what this defense does. And it also is full of people and tunes that can AoE, so even if they're beating it flawlessly, they're going to get 55 points instead of 60, so that also helps it. But then, of course, if they do have a great roster, they're going to get through your walls, and they're going to get through everything no matter what. So let's say they get by your Revan walls, then what awaits them? Well, then you have these 2 weird kind of teams. You have the Newt Gunray lead with Count Dooku, Nest, B1, and Droideka. And this team works because as soon as Dooku goes in and does his riposte, then the whole team is stealth except for Enfy's Nest, which, she being the only one that's unstealthed, every time that they hit her, she's going to counter back and she's going to stack her offense. And it's really, this team is a pain to deal with. Anyone that's come across it knows it is a pain to deal with. And behind a Revan wall, especially after they've already depleted their roster, this team might just be the death of them. They might not ever be able to take it because it requires specific characters in order to beat it. You can't just put in your B teams, solid B teams, and expect to win it. It's going to lose. And then also with them is a new interesting combination, which I've just thought of, and it's with Hera, Chopper, and K2, and Karth and Canderous, which Karth and Canderous provide basically most of the offense, while the tanks with Hera giving them a revive are very difficult to get by. It can be just annoying, especially after you already have a depleted roster and you come across a team like this. It just sucks to try to come up with something that's going to easily take it out without at least losing a few points. And since the AoEs are on this team, very easy to lose points. Now I got the baby waking up who's crying, so I'm going to have to cut this video short, but I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll come out with the offense whenever I go to do the offense tomorrow.